The fascinating story of the Elizabeth II, Australia, 1992, 10-cent, coin. Imagine holding a small copper-nickel disc in your palm, just 23.6 millimeters across, weighing 5.65 grams, with a milled edge that feels cool and familiar. On one side shines the elegant profile of Queen Elizabeth II, on the other a majestic lyrebird with its tail feathers fanned out like a living work of art. This is the 1992 Australian 10-cent coin, not a rare treasure worth millions, but a quiet hero of everyday life that carries within it the entire story of Australia's modern money, royal tradition, and unique wildlife. Welcome to Old World Coins Vault. Here, we bring you the oldest, the rarest, and the most mysterious coins from around the world. Do you want to know which coin is worth millions? Which coin is hiding one of history's biggest secrets? And which coin looks ordinary today, but could make you rich tomorrow? So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's open the Old World Coins Vault. Who made this coin? The Royal Australian Mint, RAM, in Canberra crafted every single one of the 43,795,000 pieces struck that year. The RAM itself was born in 1965 for one big purpose, to create Australia's brand new decimal currency system. Before 1966, Australians used the old British pounds, shillings, and pence, a messy system left over from colonial days. In 1966, on 14th February, a date still celebrated as Decimal Day, the country switched to dollars and cents. The RAM was built right in the heart of the nation to produce these shiny new coins and give Australians a currency that truly belonged to them. Why was the 1992 10-cent coin made? By February 1992, the government had withdrawn the tiny 1-cent and 2-cent coins from circulation because they cost more to make than they were worth. Suddenly, the 10-cent coin became the second smallest everyday coin after the 5-cent. The mint produced millions more to keep shops, buses, vending machines, and children's piggy banks running smoothly. It was practical, necessary, and quietly patriotic. A coin for the people. Now let's look at the front side, obverse, and its incredible history. The words Elizabeth II Australia 1992 curve around the edge. In the center is the crowned bust of Queen Elizabeth II facing right. She wears the royal diadem, the same sparkling crown she wore traveling to and from the state opening of Parliament, a pearl necklace, and elegant earrings. This is called the third portrait, the official image used on Australian and many Commonwealth coins from 1985 to 1997. Who created this beautiful portrait? Raphael David Makhlouf, a brilliant British sculptor born in Jerusalem in 1937. As a young boy, he moved to England after World War II. Makhlouf was already famous for his elegant royal sculptures when, in 1984, the Royal Mint in London held a secret competition. 5 top artists submitted designs to replace the older portrait by Arnold Machine. The Queen herself sat for Makhlouf twice so he could capture her likeness perfectly. On August 8, 1984, his design was chosen. You can see his tiny initials RDM hidden on the truncation of the Queen's neck. A quiet signature of the artist who spent hours perfecting every curl of hair and line of the crown. Why this portrait? The 1980s were a time when the Queen wanted a fresher, more dignified image for the modern age. Makhlouf's version shows her as regal yet approachable, exactly how Australians saw their head of state. Queen Elizabeth II had been on Australian coins since 1953, but each new portrait marked a new chapter in her long reign. By 1992, this Makhlouf effigy had already appeared on billions of coins worldwide. It symbolized the enduring link between Australia and the British monarchy, a connection that began with Captain Cook in 1770 and continued through 2 world wars and into the modern Commonwealth. The front side is not just a picture, it is a story of loyalty, artistry, and the personal touch of a queen who sat for the sculptor herself. Now flip the coin over to the reverse side and prepare to be enchanted. Dominating the center is a superb male lyrebird, Menura novae hollandiae, caught in full display. His extraordinary tail feathers fan out in a perfect semicircle, mimicking the shape of an ancient Greek lyre, hence the name lyrebird. The bird stands proudly on a small mound with delicate foliage at the base. Above curves 10, the denomination, and below cents. No other words, just pure, elegant design. This iconic image has remained unchanged since 1966, when Australia introduced decimal currency. The artist behind this masterpiece? Stuart Devlin, AOCMG, one of the most celebrated coin designers of the 20th century. Born in 1931 in Kingston upon Thames, England, Devlin was already a rising star in sculpture and metalwork. In 1963, the Australian government invited artists worldwide to submit designs for the new decimal coins. Devlin's entry stood out. Instead of industrial scenes or portraits, he chose native Australian animals, each one captured in a dynamic, almost poetic pose. His lyrebird for the 10-cent piece was especially praised for its realism and grace. Australia wanted symbols that screamed, "This is us," unique wildlife found nowhere else on Earth. The superb lyrebird is a master mimic. It can imitate chainsaws, car alarms, other birds, even human voices with eerie accuracy. In Aboriginal Dreamtime stories, the lyrebird is often a clever trickster or guardian of the forest. Devlin's design shows the bird mid-performance, tail feathers shimmering like strings on an instrument, a perfect metaphor for Australia's rich cultural songlines and natural symphony. The coin's reverse tells a deeper story of national identity. When decimalization happened in 1966, Australia was shedding its colonial past and embracing independence while still honoring the crown. The Queen stayed on the obverse, but the reverses became proudly Australian: kangaroo and emu on 50 cents, platypus on 20 cents, echidna on 5 cents, and this magnificent lyrebird on 10 cents. It was a quiet revolution in metal. In 1992 specifically, this coin gained extra meaning. On February 1st, 1992, just weeks before massive minting, Australia removed the 1 cent and 2 cent coins forever. They were too expensive to produce and rarely used. Overnight, the 5 cent became the smallest coin, and the 10 cent took on new importance as the everyday small change hero. Shops adjusted prices to the nearest 5 cents, vending machines were reprogrammed, and kids suddenly found 10-cent pieces more exciting to collect. The Royal Australian Mint ramped up production to 46,739,500 circulation strikes, plus about 118,000 in uncirculated sets, and 56,000 to 56,367 in proof sets. It was a practical response to change, but it also marked a milestone. Australia's currency system fully matured. Now the big question: international market value. With over 46 million made for circulation, it's very common. In average circulated condition, somewhere from pockets and hands, it's worth exactly its face value, 10 Australian cents, $60 to $200 USD. In uncirculated UNC condition, shiny, never used, prices range from $30 to $300 to $80,000 depending on grade, MS63 to MS65 plus. High-grade examples, MS66 or better, can reach $6,000 to $800,000 from specialist dealers. Proof versions, from official sets, mirror-like finish, sell for $600 to $10,000 or so. Even in top slabs, NGC or PCGS certified, you won't see more than $6 to $8 million unless it has a dramatic error, which 1992 examples rarely do. Internationally on eBay, Numista or coin forums, circulated pieces go for pennies, while nice UNC ones fetch a few dollars at most. This one is a hard-working, beautiful, everyday coin. Its real value is in the history and joy it brings collectors. The 1992 Elizabeth II 10-cent coin is more than money. It's a tiny time capsule. Hold it, and you touch Queen Elizabeth's long reign, an artist's vision from 1960s London, Australia's proud wildlife, and the exact moment a nation simplified its pockets. It's ordinary yet extraordinary, a reminder that the best stories are often carried in the smallest things.